Oh god, Twitter is a place for such losers. So I'm just kind of scrolling, right? I'm just kind of scrolling through just because I want to see whatever the fuck. I just kind of want to see whatever. And I end up stumbling upon this shit right here. This tweet right fucking here is ass, and it's pretty much complaining about a clip where, actually, you know what, fuck it, I'll just show the clip right here and then explain what it is.
To myself, probably not going to do a video for this one based off of what I've heard, since I do try to keep it mostly about film celebration on this channel. Having seen the film, I'm going to tell you that this is not a movie review of Madame Web. I am not about bashing filmmakers, artists. I know how hard it is to make a movie. I do not know how hard it is to make a movie under the studio system. I was able to make an indie film without a giant corporation breathing down my neck, which is not the privilege that S.J. Clarkson had when she directed Madame Web under Sony, which I can only imagine was monumentally difficult. This is not going to be a video about Madame Web and telling you whether or not you should see Madame Web.
Like, he's just being respectful and basically saying, making a movie under Sony might be hard. I'm not really going to be a dick. But of course, it's fucking Twitter, and what is Twitter best at? Being miserable cunts. And so they get mad at him for basically not doing what they do, aka just harass people and talk a whole lot of shit. And if that doesn't prove that online civility, or just civility when it comes down to discourse, is just gone, I don't know what is. And then this fucking analogy here, because of course you have to involve politics somehow. Like, it's such a fucking Twitter move to just decide to use politics in it for no real reason outside of just pettiness. Plus it's a blue checkmark, and god, I fucking hate this system. Like, blue checkmarks, all they really have to do is say something controversial, and there you go. Plus also, what fucking comparison is that, bro? Like, what kind of comparison is that? Is like, oh, I'd say that this game isn't really the best, but then I'd be offending the company. Like, what kind of fucking comparison is that? That Twitter brain really fucking got to him. And some of the responses are fucking abysmal. First off, it basically just, like, takes everything he says out of context. Second, like, the whole thing of like, oh, just make a good movie, bro, that's super subjective. Plus, it comes down to shit that the average person like you or me or the average Twitter goblin would not know. Yep, average IQ of a Twitter user right here. Like, how is he a shill just for being respectful to people that worked on the movie and blaming the studio for how bad it is, especially since it's Sony? Like, Sony's Marvel movies, and look, I'm not really gonna bash you if you like these movies, but to me, I don't really like them. They go from like bad to okay, I guess, like depending on the movie. But bro, I'm not really going to harass the writers and actors because, oh wow, it's a movie I don't like. Now we've reached a point where you're a shill if you respect actors and writers. And then this one here, oh, your inability to create criticism creates things like apathy. Yes, he's creating apathy by being respectful to actors and writers, yes, totally. I know this is bad when actually, High Top says something that's agreeable. Yeah, you're not wrong, High Top. It's mainly just because, oh look, movie bad, that gets a lot of views and whatever. Plus, neutrality is just fucking dead. Now, there are some positive ones where, like, people actually have common sense. Like, for example, this one here. A lot of, reviewing YouTubers and video essayists, oh god, for fucking bid video essayists, they just love to over-exaggerate things. So when someone actually has, something intelligent to say, they go into, like, fucking panic mode. Okay, this one actually made me laugh, but no, it's true. A lot of people, especially nowadays, are just fucking mentally ill with their opinions. This one here, too, also has a lot of sense to it. But at the end of the day, man, how much of a fucking Twitter brain loser do you have to be to get mad at a guy for just having respect for actors and writers in the art of filmmaking? Like, dude, if anything, you're more of a shill because you're not even complaining about the studio or anything. If anything, you're pretty much just getting mad at a guy for being respectful. Plus, I don't care for this movie. This was written by the same guy that made Morbius, and plus Sony's Marvel movies are just not that good. Plus, Sony is pretty shady when it comes down to actors joining their whole little cinematic universe. But again, people online, when it comes down to anything that they see good or bad, they're pretty much just the most uncivil fucking apes in the world, and would rather try and ruin your livelihood just because you said, oh wow, this thing, I'm just gonna be respectful, or this thing is decent. Plus, that's also another reason why some people might not want to enter certain spaces like comic book spaces, especially since a lot of people in them have like the biggest voice, but they're pretty much super shitty. Again, this is like the average Twitter brained fucking loser just getting mad at someone for actually being intelligent. Like, oh my god, it's so bad, he wants to be respectful to actors and writers. But hey, it's Twitter, so like at one point, something bad's gonna happen, they're all gonna support it, and then you have the people that honestly, they don't really fucking care. Like, Twitter users will be like, respect artists and CGI people, then just decide to dog on them. Plus, if this is how people decide to react over a guy talking about a movie, I can't imagine how they talk IRL. Like, these people could barely behave themselves on social media. What makes you think they'll act in real life? These people kind of give off the vibe of, oh, I got bullied for liking anime as a kid, but no, you got bullied for fucking Naruto running and singing the songs. Again, fucking comment Twitter L, like it's literally just them being mad at a guy for being a decent human being. Again, these people could barely behave themselves on an app. What makes you think they'll be able to act in real life?
Bye-bye, bitch.